Hello everybody, this is John here, and today I'm here to present you with episode 2 of Godzilla and Its Amazing Friends audio commentary. Much like episode 1, I will be clarifying a few details on the episode and some pointers that I might have not really further expanded on. So yes, I hope you guys will enjoy. One more thing I should probably bring up while my mind is on it is that I'm going to make these audio commentaries a sort of monthly rotation. This is the last Friday of the month of February 2012. I'm going to try and make sure that every last Friday of every month I'm going to post an audio commentary on an episode. So keep your eyes open, and if not, I'll try and put it out as soon as I can should I not post it on that date. Alright, and now let's get on to the episode itself. Now, this upcoming scene here with Godzilla walking onto the shore, which should be coming up soon, unfortunately, I was still only just learning with Photoshop at the time, so unfortunately I really couldn't get down layers all that well. And so as you can see here, you can see an obvious outline where the layers are supposed to separate, where Godzilla walks onto land. But yeah, now that I know a little bit more about Photoshop, hopefully I shouldn't be making that same mistake again in the future. And now, we get on to our newest attraction to the series. Much like I said in the audio commentary for episode 1, since this episode 1 was so successful, thanks to the help from my friends, I decided to further push the characters into the series more and introduce them as soon as possible to establish why it's called Amazing Friends. And so here they are. Now, to describe their relationship with Godzilla in a nutshell, Anguirus is Godzilla's best friend. Therefore, he's always there to help him out when he's in the area and, make him feel better. And Rodan is more of like the ally. He is still essentially Godzilla's friend, but more of like in a I'm just here to assist you because it's the right thing to do way, not in the hey Godzilla, it's me, your buddy Anguirus way. It's kind of used to describe the sort of yin yang, well, not yin yang, but the obvious difference in relationship between the two monsters that they share with Godzilla. So just wanted to clarify those things. Anguirus is the friend, Rodan is the helper, essentially. And now we are introduced to Gomorrah. Now the reason I introduced Gomorrah here in this episode was because, again, at the time, since I was only just starting out with the series, I thought it would be a good idea to introduce Gomorrah into the series because I was still only watching the first Ultra Galaxy at the time, and I thought, hey, Gomorrah's pretty cool. Why don't I put him in the series? So, unfortunately, due to the little thought and development I had at the time, I decided to implement the actual Ultra Galaxy variation, and you'll see the differences between the original and the Ultra Galaxy later on. But basically, I thought it would be a good idea at the time, and what I did to Gomorrah in the future I'll later cover up on. And yeah, at the time I thought it was a good idea to introduce him, but little would I know that the fan reception asked a little too much from Gomorrah, even though the series was labeled Godzilla and His Amazing Friends. So I had to do something with his character, which you'll see later on. Another thing I should note about this scene right here, since it is the Ultra Galaxy version, he is a little more wide range attack, so I could use his original abilities as well as his more cooler ones. And also this scene here is actually a slight tribute to Baragon's ambush scene from GMK, because what Gomorrah did was he dug a ditch around Godzilla and he lost his balance, so now he's got a brief upper hand on Godzilla because Godzilla got distracted. Now with this scene coming up right here really soon, Gomorrah's beam, the oscillatory ray, this is actually one of the harder techniques I have to put together when I was using Gamora. Because with Gamora's appearance, his beam isn't really defined like Godzilla's ray. It's more of like a wavy form. I mean, we all know what the blunt of his attacks resemble, but for the most part, it is really wavy and really cloudy, which doesn't really help much. So I tried my best to work with that throughout the series, and here, unfortunately, I don't think I did a good job, but fortunately, I think I did a better job with the future episodes, which I should cover later on. Something else that that unfortunately I can't really work too well on with Godzilla's friends here is Rodan, because the only real useful Rodan figure I have that I can only use so far is the Final Wars Rodan, and unfortunately he doesn't do much. All he does is rotate his legs, and that's about it. Because given what Rodan can do in the series, like Godzilla-wise, the figure unfortunately is very limited in capabilities. But unless there's like another variation of the Final Wars Rodan figure that's a toy, then I'll try my best to utilize as much with him as possible. And this scene right here, where Anguirus uses his carapace coming up, yes, this is taken directly from Godzilla vs. Gigan. Unfortunately, I haven't really touched up on this technique a lot, but I hope I can do that as the series progresses, because I still got a while to use Anguirus. Okay, now this scene right here with Godzilla blowing his fire, this is unfortunately a recycled shot. I was sort of crunched for time, so this is the only real scene where I use Godzilla's ray. And now finally we get on to Gamora's, the reason why Gamora was spared. Now initially I wanted to make Godzilla feel like he felt a little sympathy for Gamora, because Gamora was obviously hurting by that cry he makes when he's down. So Godzilla feeling sympathetic, and for what transpired prior to the events of this episode, then he just wanted to let it go and like not use so much excessive force on Gamora like he does with the other monsters he has fought prior. So he lets Gamora live, and also he let him live out of like respecting his abilities, because he was impressed that Gamora could actually go at him with ease. So he wanted to spare Gamora out of respect for his abilities. Little would we know, this would somewhat negatively affect Gamora, but that's a different episode. One more thing I should bring up before this episode ends, because I'm kind of crunching for time here, is the name of the episode, An Unexpected Turn. The hardest part, perhaps one of the hardest parts of putting together an episode, is pretty much naming it, because I'd like to name the episodes after the events that go on inside them, the most notable ones. And unfortunately, the only real notable thing is the appearance of Gamora himself. So, An Unexpected Turn is supposed to be naming after the events that Godzilla has decided to let Gamora live, and in turn, Gamora has turned to the good side out of respect for Godzilla sparing his life. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that for anyone who was confused. And so I'm probably out of time here, so with that being said, this just about covers it for the audio commentary of episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to episode 3 coming soon, next month. Later.